right, ladies and gents, welcome back to True Stories Based on Fiction, the YouTube show on YouTube. I am Evan, the third host, and I'm joined by always on the YouTube channel by Randy and his blinker.
Hello. And my blinker. I'm turning. I'm driving, as always.
And I am in the studio. We weren't able to get together in person this week, so we decided to give you a quick little on-the-road Skype episode. And if you notice, my video is a lot better because I have a webcam, a better HD webcam now. Not that anyone complained, but in case you were wondering why my shit looks like it's 1998.
Sharper.
Yeah, much sharper now. But so we are going to this time around. We're a bit late and we missed a couple of pay-per-views, but we're going to continue our pay-per-view reviews and have a reaction to WWE Payback, which was, as we record this last week?
It was on Sunday? Yes, it was on Sunday.
Not this Sunday, the previous Sunday, all right?
Yeah, it was maybe. They did two shows in a row. So one week was SummerSlam, and then the next week was
Payback.
So I'm pretty sure it was this last Sunday. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're not too far behind.
Yeah. So Payback was essentially the WWE's way of continuing the storyline. It's basically a two-night SummerSlam, like they had 2 nights of WrestleMania. But although they did,
pretty much,
yeah. Although they did progress with storylines, especially in the last match, but and it was pretty short and sweet too. So that's my first reaction to it. It was pretty short and sweet. Got right to the point. I think only had like 4 or 5 matches, right?
Yeah, it didn't have a whole lot. I mean, they only used 1 week to build it, and the whole thing was basically about Roman Reigns coming back. I mean,
that's all that it was, really.
Yeah.
Because we had Apollo Crews versus what's his name? Lashley, Kevin Lashley, Brian Lashley,
Bobby Lashley.
Then we had who's next?
Keith Lee and Randy Orton.
Yes, yep, Keith Lee and Randy Orton.
Which he beat him cleanly too.
Yeah, but
which surprising.
I feel like Randy is kind of like Stone Cold. He doesn't mind putting you over if it makes sense and like doesn't make him look super bad. Because like when Stone Cold got mad about Brock Lesnar, it was because it had no build up. It was just like a throwaway match. Yep. But and I believe that Stone Cold would put anybody over if it made sense. Now with Stone Cold though, and I guess Randy is in the same spot, their fame is kind of on the downswing anyhow. So they did Randy more of a favor than it did Stone Cold, because Stone Cold Austin versus Brock Lesnar wasn't the 1998 Stone Cold.
No. When did Lesnar show up? 2000, 2001?
Yeah.
Somewhere in there?
Yep.
2002 maybe?
Yeah, maybe something like that, yeah.
But that was when Austin was more beaten down at that point.
Yes.
I don't think he wasn't wrestling nearly as often.
And that's when he had kind of devolved into more of a comedy character.
Yeah. Whereas just coming off the WCW alliance stuff and all that.
Probably, which is a very weak point in the arc of Stone Cold, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they don't talk about that nearly as much as they talk about his earlier stuff.
Not at all. So first we'll like run down the matches and then we'll talk about them individually. So then the third match Ray and Son versus Buddy Murphy and Seth Rollins. Was that third match?
I believe so.
And then the fourth match was a triple threat between Roman Reigns, The Fiend Bray Wyatt, and the monster Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
So 4 matches.
No, not Brock. Yeah, Roman Reigns.
Braun Strowman.
Braun
Strowman. So was he always bald? Like he had a huge comb over that ponytail? Apparently, right?
No, I think he just shaved it off.
But
I mean, he never had like a whole lot of hair, other than it being really long.
I think that ponytail was covering up his bald. Well, no, it definitely was because I've seen that bald spot he had. But yeah, so that ponytail was probably like his only hair on his head, and just put it all the way over. Because if he's gonna do that, he should probably make sure like that he keeps shaving that like the edges of it, because like it look kind of bad.
It's kind of like the reverse Hogan.
Yes.
Hogan rocked that bald spot on top with just the long hair on the side.
Yeah.
Years.
But Ryan could do that now because like he's that bald. I mean, and this is coming from a baldy man himself, so like we're in the same camp. But it looked kind of bad. Now on SummerSlam it looked good, but he was too lazy to keep up shaving it. But anyway, so back to the first match, which was the Apollo Crews of the Hurt Business versus Bobby Lashley.
Other way around. Apollo Crews isn't in the Hurt Business.
It's been a long week, folks.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley's in the Hurt Business.
Yes.
With Shelton Benjamin and MVP.
And
then, fighting Apollo Crews.
Do you kind of feel like that whole storyline is kind of segregated?
I think they're.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, they have all the black guys fighting each other out there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like it's its own little world.
Yeah.
It's like separate but equal.
Unless they all come together to become the Nation of Domination.
And that would be a nice little swerve. And then even in the beginning, they had like the other two black wrestlers in there. The dude with the mohawk.
Cedric?
Yes. Yep. Had him in there, and who I think is black. He might be black.
I'm pretty sure he's black.
He's at least half.
He was Black Panther. Like he had Black Panther inspired gear. I'm guessing he's black. I think we've had this conversation before.
Off the mic. But if he's not black and had like Black Panther gear on, that means more. I feel like.
Yeah.
But but in any event, they had probably the two other prominent black people in that same storyline at a point. But anyway, it was a pretty good match.
They still have Cedric in it because he was in. One of them fought. One of them was fighting in Raw Underground against one of the Hurt Business guys.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was Cedric. So he's still around. Like, I don't know what they're doing with those guys, but
yeah. We can have an entire episode about how they buried Ricochet, because he was on top of the world, and they said, "Oh, he's a superhero," and then he just got corny, and then now he's wearing panties instead of wearing his long pants, and he's trash.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to Ricochet. Something.
It's a shame. Yeah, it's a shame. But in terms of the match, it was a good match. Everyone came off looking like a star. Although Apollo Crews lost the match, he did get his comeback after the match, which I thought was pretty good. The match I told a pretty good story. On that first match, my reaction is I would say like it's a pretty good match overall.
Yeah, no, I think the Apollo Crews Bobby Lashley match was good. And then they need to get the title on Lashley to continue the storyline. So and putting him with MVP is a good move because Bobby Lashley, like Brock Lesnar, has no mic game, and then his voice isn't as intimidating as his look. So he needs someone to speak for him so he can be the strong silent type. I want to say they were together in TNA as well, or Impact, or whatever it was at the time. Under the Beatdown Crew. So a lot of the Impact guys are writing Raw now, because Jeff Jarrett's a writer on Raw, and so is Abyss. Can't remember his real name, but the guy that was Abyss in TNA, he's working for Raw as well. So like AJ Styles' lawyer recently.
Like how Spark Mark played what's his face is a lawyer on AEW.
Yep. it's interesting how far Bobby Lashley has fallen, though, because he definitely should be like a mainstream attraction. He has to look for it, and he has the skill. Because back when he came out in the early 2000s, he was kind of trash, but now he's actually pretty decent.
Yes,
but
I think with MVP in them, I think they could easily build him back up to a main event wrestler. Much better than the storyline they had with Lana going.
Yeah, much better than that. But the problem is, they have to make the Hurt Business, who can still focus on Apollo Crews, but expand it to like a faction that actually does shit with other people on Raw, besides just like Apollo Crews, like the other black wrestlers.
Yeah, no, they can get into like Drew McIntyre and Raw seems right now. Raw has a lot of factions that are like based on race. It seems like.
Yeah, could have like
MVP's crew. Then you got Apollo Crews and Cedric and Ricochet, and they're all just kind of, they're not a faction, but they're there together.
Mm-hmm.
You got Zelina Vega and her Mexican guys.
They had like the white guy on there, but like then like he got
he's back to NXT now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was just on NXT last week.
After he got Me Too'd.
Yeah. Wrestling Me Too, isn't it?
Yep. Then like you have like the Aryans on with Seth Rollins.
Yeah, that's true. Him and Buddy Murphy and.
You mean Murphy? He's just Murphy now.
Just Murphy. I'm sorry. No first names.
Right. But okay, on to match number.
Rollins, just be Rollins.
Right. Seth. Match 2 we had. Who did we have again?
I don't got the list in front of me.
I think match 2 was. Wait, was there like a tag team match? A females tag team match in there too? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, there was Sasha and Bayley versus Nia and Shayna Baszler.
And didn't they win?
Shayna and Nia won. Yeah.
So now, like, the 2-woman power trip is done because the only person who has a belt still is Bayley, which I think is going to cause that implosion because in a span of 7 days, Sasha lost both of her belts.
Yep. Sasha 2 belts on the Sasha 0 belts.
0 belts. The problem with that whole storyline is the fact that Sasha Banks is obviously hurt. And she's not doing very much in the ring anymore. Because, like, her work rate has gone down tremendously lately. A lot. Yeah. Because, like, she's clearly hurt. And Bayley cannot hold her own in a feud with Banks. So, I'm not really that excited about where this is going to go.
Yeah. Face Bayley could. Heel Bayley, not so much. It would be interesting.
To me, Face and Hill Bailey were equally as trash. But that's just one of reporter's opinion. So like there's not really much to say about that match. Well, good news that what's her face, Nia Jax didn't harm anyone this time at least.
It's true.
Because she's known for doing that all the time.
Yep. Just have Shayna in there and Shayna will just choke her out.
Yep. So after that, we had a pretty good match between one of my all-time favorite wrestlers and who could be up there as well if they stop him from wearing a dress now. But Randy Orton versus Keith Lee.
Keith Lee wearing a dress?
Yeah. Keith Lee is wearing the undergarments that all of like the really attractive women wear, like the little loose shorts, but then like if a girl has nice derriere, like it pokes out in the loose shorts, like that's what Keith Lee has on. Same thing that Samoa Joe had on.
Yeah, Samoa Joe would always wear the loose shorts.
But then also Keith Lee's are pink. I don't know. I feel like they're trying to like play him almost.
It's weird with him because they tried changing his attire up, like on his debut. They had him wearing that shirt and everything. by Payback, at least, he was away from that and just back to like his shorts, loose shorts as they were. But then they took away his music too.
Yeah, and like he had amazing music.
Yeah.
Or
like,
I mean,
he rapped
music.
Like, music. That was him rapping on it originally too.
Really?
And he did his own theme for the Indies as well. So he said to give him time and he'll come up with something. I think what's going on is WWE is no longer affiliated with CFO, the musician they were using to write all these themes, and they're just trying to get away from his music, or their music, whoever they were. So they're going with new stuff. That's why Seth Rollins has a new theme.
But
Keith Lee has a new theme.
Rollins, at least, is a pretty good one.
Yeah, it makes sense to the character. Having Keith Lee come out with like a Brock Lesnar type team made no sense whatsoever.
None.
But he said, give him time, and he will. He's like, I can hear you. They hear you. We're working on it. So he's like, don't be mad about the music right now. He's like, we'll fix it. We get it. So.
But as you said earlier, though, it was a really good match in the fact that Keith Lee, because you would think how they typically do it, a guy comes up from NXT and he gets buried by the people from Raw or SmackDown trying to show, although they claim it's a 3 equal brands, the people from NXT always get the short end of the stick.
Yep.
Unless it's Clash of Champions from last year. I mean, what was that? Survivor Series?
Survivor Series, I think NXT.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. You had like Matt Riddle and Keith Lee and all them. So I think Keith Lee needs to grow back his beard.
Yeah, that's the other thing. He looks weird with that little. Because who does this anymore, huh? Who does that? Nobody does that anymore.
No.
This is 1990. He's not Dave Matthews Band.
Just rocking the soul patch.
He's not Hootie, or like the fucking Blowfish, or Darius Rucker.
Nope.
It looks crazy on him, honestly.
Yeah.
I
thought we're picky, but whatever.
But overall, a really good match. It made Keith Lee look good, and then Randy Orton is one of the few people if he wins or loses, don't really matter to him.
No, because he's going to move on to the next thing anyway, and he doesn't like Randy Orton. He doesn't need a title to main event a pay-per-view. He doesn't need he can take a loss and still continue on because he's Randy Orton.
Yep.
Like he'll keep doing what he's doing. I mean, he's one of the highest paid guys they got there, aside from Edge now, who's making a lot of money as well for few appearances. But
wait, so Randy is making that much money? Because I would figure. I mean, wait, is Randy making Brock Lesnar money?
I don't know if he's making Brock Lesnar money. He's in the millions.
Really?
What I've heard he's one of the highest paid guys in one of the lists of whatever.
Right, highest paid people.
Highest paid wrestlers or whatever. If I remember right, he was one of the higher paid guys. And he works. I don't think he works as many dates as the other guys do right now, but he doesn't have to because he's been there so long. He's a name. They can put him in a pay-per-view main event whenever they need to. So they don't have a lot of guys like that anymore.
No, they definitely don't. But yeah, overall, so that was a good match. And the next match on the card was, I think, Matt Riddle versus King Corbin.
Yeah.
Terrible match. Terrible build-up.
Trash.
And, like, you can tell that SmackDown has writers that are different from the writers at NXT, because even in Matt Riddle's pre-match interview, I'm like, who is this guy? You can tell that, like, you read it from a script. Oh, don't harsh my mellow, bro. It was really bad.
Yeah.
I was like,
it felt real kiddie.
It did.
It did, absolutely.
And King Corbin. I feel like they're treating Matt Riddle like he's a kid.
Yes. And he could do a lot better than King Corbin.
Oh yeah.
So like, I was not impressed at all.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for that match. I would say.
Yeah, I mean it was a pretty short match too.
Yeah. Then was the Mysterio family versus does Seth Rollins group have a name?
I don't think so.
Rollins and Murphy.
Monday Night Messiah and his disciples.
Yes.
Rollins and Murphy.
Which used to be plural, but now it's singular.
Yep.
And Murphy is actually like a pretty good wrestler, but like now like he doesn't talk, he barely has any matches. I feel terrible for him.
Murphy, yeah.
He just slid right down that card because back when I first started like to watch again, I forget who he had like a little program with, maybe AJ.
Alistair, he had a thing going with Alistair Black.
Yes. No.
Fighting about who was stronger.
But Alistair like whipped his ass like all 3 of the times, right? So not that one. It was like around the Royal Rumble of maybe 2019 or maybe 2018.
Maybe it was Daniel Bryan.
I think it might have been. But he looked strong. He looked cool besides like his weird pants. Yeah. But now he's just a disciple. But anyway, back to the match. What were your thoughts on Dominic Mysterio the second time around?
I think he did good.
Yeah.
He hit the moves, and he really. The kid's gonna be a wrestler. I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
But
the frog splash was a nice touch.
Decent. It was. See, but isn't that a callback to Eddie Guerrero being his dad?
Yeah.
That whole storyline.
Yeah. I hope he made Eddie proud.
His real dad.
R.I.P.
Because what is kind of crazy, if that's his real mom, she's not that taller than Ray.
No, she's not.
But he's like 6 foot tall.
Taller than both of them.
Yeah. So that gave me some. I mean, but at the same time, Eddie wasn't that tall either.
No, he wasn't.
Eddie's probably 5'5" when Ray is like 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that part's all strange. But I also wish that Dominic, who's been courting the wrestling business for probably a good 2 years now, at least, to my knowledge, he couldn't have gotten bigger in that time. Like he has like no muscles at all. He looks like Robert Pattinson Batman.
Oh God.
Skinny.
Well, he was wearing a muscle suit. I mean, it looked like, at least painted on muscles.
Dominic needs like paint on muscles.
He looked like Mysterio's outfits from WCW.
Yeah. Yep. And then I feel like his hood should be detachable because people could just grab him by the hood and just
wasn't right with him.
Yep. But that match was actually pretty long, and it told a story.
Mm-hmm.
And the story of Rey Mysterio, like last 2 years at least, is always him getting beat up all the time and winning maybe 1 in 25 matches. I don't know why he lets him do that to him. And that continues with it, with his son. They barely won the match.
Yep.
And people still love Rey Mysterio, but the fact that his booking is so questionable to me.
Yeah. It's almost like 50-50 booking.
It's not even 50-50 booking, bro. It's like 80-20.
It's 75-25.
Yeah, okay. I can see that point, but it's bad, man. Like him and his son, they always. Now, granted, Ray should be on 205 Live if that's still a thing. He shouldn't be with like
he shouldn't be with the heavyweights. So I guess the fact that he is with the heavyweights, he has to lose the bulk of the time. But Seth Rollins isn't that big, and Buddy isn't that big.
No, it's just the way Ray's booked. Ray's always booked as the little man, and that's the match style he works.
But I feel like he was booked a little bit better at WCW.
It was all cruiserweights back then. I mean,
true.
All cruiserweights.
But
there were more named cruiserweights back then to go against. I mean, Buddy would be a cruiserweight.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, because wasn't Buddy on 205 Live?
He was the champ for a while.
Yeah.
After Pac left, or Neville, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
And Enzo.
How you do? Yeah, but
wait till they bring those guys back.
Joey, whatever.
Oh God.
Sidebar. Enzo and Leo Rush are two of the best people on the mic to me of the current generation. Yeah. And when Leo was with Bobby Lashley, that was a great tandem.
Mm-hmm.
They should never ended that. My man, Bobby Lashley.
Didn't he just say some stuff?
Again?
On mic or something? No, isn't that why they split him up? I don't know.
Yeah. So Leo Rush has a bit of a ego problem because he thought that the WWE should pay to fly him, his wife, and their kids to every single city, not knowing that the wrestling business is you're renting the car, driving city to city by yourself, and your family is on the road with you. So he thought because he's a big star that they should pay for him to do everything.
And you're not Brock Lesnar.
Right. You're some guy that we barely know.
Brock bought a plane.
So and Brock bought his own plane, yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that still is the same as it was back in the 90s, right? They aren't being flown city to city. They're driving. Yeah, and then
they're driving.
And your family isn't on the road with you full time. So, unless you're like Lacey Evans, I think they're like her husband and
probably drive there.
Daughter come, yeah, but they drive there and they aren't getting paid to come with her. So that's how he messed up the first time. His ego got a little bit out of whack. But then he was allowed to come back to NXT, but I think he got brought back, given a championship, just take away from him and throw him right under the bus. Because that's exactly what happened. Yeah. Also, that's right when they had the issue with Jordan Miles.
Yeah.
So I think they want to bring a black guy back in, give him a title to make him look a little bit better at that time.
I agree.
Okay, so that match was told a good story. It was a pretty good match, and then we had the main event, which was a triple threat match between now the newly turned heel Roman Reigns versus the Fiend Bray Wyatt versus the Monster Braun Strowman. So what were your thoughts?
The whole match was the Fiend and Bray beating the shit out of each other, and Roman just coming in to finish it.
That was so dumb.
That was the whole match.
Yeah,
that was the entire match. That was stupid. I like heel Roman because who doesn't like heel Roman? I mean, let Roman just be a heel.
And the brand new teeth he got.
Yeah, but the whole let Bray and the Fiend just beat the hell out of each other. They just gave the Fiend the title for 7 days to have him drop it to Roman Reigns. Which is whatever, it's fine. But it's kind of ridiculous.
Yes, I agree. Now, so Bray is he a tweener now, or is he full babyface?
I have no idea. You would assume the way that Roman beat him down, he'd be a babyface.
And maybe that beating was turning him babyface.
Probably.
Because I heard a rumor that the people in the Thunderdome were told to boo Roman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
But all this time that they spent making people like Roman with his Maybe
leukemia.
Yeah, leukemia. So with all of that, I mean, all they had to do was leave Roman alone and have people keep hating him. Because why take all this time to make people like Roman to turn him heel, and I want them to boo him again? And then
it doesn't make sense.
He's trying to be like the new Brock Lesnar because he's a Heyman guy now. Would Brock Lesnar wait to the last minute of the match to jump in?
Yes.
Okay, well, I guess so then. Because I felt that move was dumb. Wait till it.
Well, I mean, old heely, real heely Brock Lesnar would. Like, Royal Rumble 2020 Brock Lesnar did not.
Right.
He went after everybody right away. And he said, screw it, I don't want to defend my title at WrestleMania. I'm just going to win the Royal Rumble and screw you guys. That's a tough, hard call, though. But because you've seen Brock, when he did his Money in the Bank, he waited to the last minute, F5 the guy. And
that's true. You're right. Yep.
So, I mean, this was Roman's. Roman waited to sign the contract till the match was in progress.
Which is that even a thing?
No.
I feel like you have to do that before the match starts.
Before the bell rings, you should have the contract signed.
That was like a little, like that was kind of bending like the whole kayfabe for me like a little bit.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of that part. Honestly, I felt that the SummerSlam match was better than this one because like they put some dumb stunts in both matches. Like last match when Braun cut up the mat to try to. That was dumb.
Yep.
And then this time when they were so powerful, these two when the immovable object meets an unstoppable force, and they broke the ring, and then like the ref had to make himself fly out the ring because that might have been the worst match of the night.
Probably.
Because it was so contrived. It was so contrived.
Yeah. It was. Because why the hell did these guys beat the crap out of each other for, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes? And then Roman just comes in and finishes them off. It just didn't make sense. Like, even the ring falling apart thing was whatever.
That only worked one time. Didn't that happen at ECW as well?
When Bam Bam fell through the ring?
Yes. That worked to me.
Yep, that worked. They had Brock suplex Big Show, and then that broke the ring. Unlike SmackDown.
That also worked, but this one did not work.
No.
I was not a fan of what they did.
No.
Now, on SummerSlam, when Reigns came out and claimed house, it was kind of it was kind of cool, but this time it wasn't. Now, also, they made Braun Strowman. Braun looked so weak.
Compared to the other two?
He looked so weak, like he was a pawn. He was just like a insignificant nothing.
It's like, why am I here?
Yeah,